Hi there, I'm Raymond from ASC, and I'm here to show you how to set up your TrampleTek Blue mat. So first, you gotta plug it all in. Plug in my socket. You'll notice it'll start flashing blue. Plug in my mat, and it will also start flashing. It'll also start flashing blue. And after a couple of seconds, this light will go solid, and then it'll go off. And that light will stay blue and solid. And now, well, let me connect up my light. If I press on the mat, ta-da, turns on and off, exactly as expected. And that's it. If you don't want to know anything else about the mat and you're happy with how much weight is necessary to trigger your mat, then you're good to go. Your mat might come rolled. So it may have come rolled up like this in the package. And when you unrolled it, it may want to hold that position a little bit. Go ahead, take the mat, bend it, wiggle it, roll it, whatever you need to do the other way in order for it to flatten out. Flatten it down, and it should go back to working just fine. If it is rolled in the corners or the edges, or it's not completely flat, you may get a couple of false steps where the light will turn on and off and there's nothing on it. So, okay, on to the next part. So the mat has two modes. It defaults into this mode, which is you step on it, it stays on, and you step off of it and it turns off. What you can do is if you press it 6 times within 6 seconds, which is kind of tough, which is intentionally tough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will now move into the second mode, which is when you're on it, it's on, and when you're off of it, it's off. On, off, off. Okay. Now the other thing that you can do as well, if you want to recalibrate your mat to a different weight, you can press and hold the button on the side of the socket. So if you press and hold it, it will start to flash purple. And your mat down here will also start to flash purple. And if you press during that time, and then after those 10 seconds, you will see it flash green. And now I've reset the calibration of this mat to that press I just did. So now I have to press harder than I did before in order to get it to turn on. There we go. Turn on and off than I did when I originally did it. Now let's switch the calibration back to something a bit lighter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starts flashing purple, starts flashing purple. And now I'm going to do a light press, and I'm going to wait for it to finish its calibration. There it is. Green means it accepted the new calibration, and now hopefully it is nice and light to the touch. Does not require a lot to press. Okay, so that's it for the features, except for one more. So if you have multiple mats and multiple sockets, you can run into a situation where your mat somehow pairs to the wrong socket, or maybe you lose a socket and you want to pair the mat that you like to a new socket. Well, in order to do that, I'm going to unplug this mat. I'm going to show you much closer. What you have to do is you have to pop open this box. It's not easy because it's supposed to be on there pretty tough. So you pop open. I got it. Almost. Okay, there it is. To expose the board down here. On this side, over here, the right-hand side of the board, if you're staring at it, then you can now plug the mat back in. Plug the mat back in. And if you hold and press the button on this side, which is kind of tough to do, for 8 seconds, eventually you will see it flash red. And red means you've just reset the mat to factory settings, which means now it will try to repair to any socket nearby. It's unusual that you would need to do that, but that's the most advanced thing you can do with the mat. Okay. If you made it this far, great. If not, hopefully all the instructions before that were all you needed. Bye.